I'm excited to show you the Avalonian Oracle that I received recently. It is produced by Schiffer, and it does have that, cute little box with the guidebook, and then the cards fit right in here. This I was just on a whim, actually. I wasn't expecting to get this. But I'm glad I did, because it really is one of those decks that goes above and beyond. It has a 120 page, actually 126 page guidebook that explains the system that was put together here by Jhenah Telyndru, illustrated by Emily Brunner. It is a little bit of a different system, but it does break it down very nicely. It'll give you the structure of the deck, and it starts with, there's 7 cycles actually that this book will go through, and each card is in one of these cycles, so you'll see them listed underneath here as you go through. So it does take a little bit of prep. I think you are going to want to read the guidebook in the beginning, at least the first few pages, to get you started. But the way that this oracle is used can be anywhere from a daily draw to, there are some pretty detailed spreads in here. Now, she does say that the single card draw can be like part of your daily routine in the morning, or you can just use it when you have a situation that you need clarity, or you want to look further into. You don't have to go into a detailed draw to get that information. If you want to just, pick a card and see what the meaning is, because the meanings are very deep. I did do I'll actually pull one here for you in a minute. But there are spreads that are like the Avalonian Cycle of Healing, which is a nice 5-card layout. It does give you the information here, the detailed information for each one of the cards, what they mean and their position. This one is, I think, okay, that's the 9-fold spread, as you can see, and the other page goes into detail for each card, what it is, the meaning for the position of the card. The 3 realms spread, the mirror spread, the 3 cauldrons spread, the 5 seeds spread. So they're all very different, and I think the way that she's written this book, I can just imagine the spreads are going to be very, very informative. So I'm really excited to dive in here. I just wanted to show you the book, the box, the cards. It's really a sweet little package, and I'm going to move this off here. The backs of the cards are beautifully done. They do allow for reversal readings, so if you would like to do that. There are no reversed interpretations in the book that I could see, but it doesn't mean that you still couldn't read it that way. The cards here, let's see if I can just set them down. And just get a little closer to that. This is the 3 cauldrons. I think I have the deck upside down, so just give you an idea of the type of artwork. It is kind of a digital mix with I don't think they're actually, yeah, they are illustrated, but they do look like it's a kind of a digital illustration, somewhat. That's what it looks like. It may not be digitally illustrated, but it looks that way. That's called the Moon of Liberation. Calling the Barge. Parting the Mists. Each one of these cards, the description does fall into one of the cycles here that the book will go into. Retrieving the Sword. Reaching the Shore. Reclaiming the Isle. Blottowood. Moon of Activation. They do have some of the goddesses in this deck. Moon of Evocation, or Evocation. Moon of Germination. Lawkeeper. Arianrod. The Silver Wheel. Moon of Purification. Moon of Consummation. Moon of Dedication. The Seer. Guardian. Hearthkeeper. Artisan. So as you flip through and you're able to kind of, these are the stations. It's another cycle that you will go into in the book, and they will explain the different stations, what this card actually means. And the meanings are really beautiful. Now, I'm coming from a place of being very interested in Celtic lore and the wisdom that comes from that kind of, spiritual realm. But I haven't taken the plunge, let's just say, into all the mysticism and the goddesses and things like that. So this deck actually encompasses all of those things. It gives you a little background on, when I was talking about some of the goddesses, I think Rhiannon. It does give you a little background as to where and what, sort of traditional meaning they still hold. And it breaks it down for somebody who's not, let's say, well-versed in any of this type of realm, pantheon, I guess you would call it. But I really did find that the meaning of the card, I just did a one-card draw like they had said, or she had said that you could do, and I ended up picking this card called the Three Cauldrons. That was my initial pick. Now, it is fairly easy. The cardstock is that Schiffer cardstock that's really heavily laminated, but they are still bendy. It's not that it's hard to shuffle. They do stick a little bit, but they're fairly decent cards for shuffling, and I think you won't have any problems. I'm just trying to do this in front of the camera, so it's a little awkward, but it really isn't all that bad. Let's just do a little cut and flip a card over, and this is Moon of Activation. Now, if you go into the guidebook and read a little bit about the Moon of Activation, I'm going to show you the setup for finding. Actually, it's probably right here. Yeah, it's right there. The cards don't have numbers, though. They just have the names on the bottom. So there is an index in the front that you will want to reference in order to find the page number. And they're broken down into the cycles, so you'll be able to find the different, cards. Like we're looking for moon cycles, so we're going to look here, cycle 4 and Moon of Activation. I don't know if you can see that. Page 58. So that's how you'll find all of your cards in the very front here. So we're on page 58. As you can see, each of the cards for Moon of Activation, you'll see it has, they all kind of have certain things that go along with the moon cycles and the seasons and sometimes the goddesses that are related. Then you'll find out a description here about the card. Actually, this is a description. This is mostly describing what's going on in the card. Keywords fall down here. The myth, which is nice to have background for somebody like me who is not versed with many of the goddesses, or maybe what might be going on here in the picture with the different symbols. And then there's a divinatory meaning and an affirmation, because it goes on to the second page here. So I'm just going to read the divinatory meaning for the Moon of Activation right here. And it says, you are entering into a new stage of life where external growth results from and further catalyzes change. Pay attention to the cycle as things begin to flow and the energetic tide rises in your favor. Whatever it is you set into motion at this time will be supported by the universe. So be sure that you are clear about what it is you are looking to manifest. Focus on that which will bring you joy and fulfillment instead of bemoaning that which your life presently lacks. Remember that like attracts like. Your mind does not discriminate. If you pour energy into what you do not have, you reinforce not having it, and that is what you will manifest. Always look for the positive and keep your intentions focused. If you are in a place of challenge, concentrate on the solution rather than the problem. And it goes on. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I wanted to just go on. That's pretty deep, actually. Those are really nice messages that you're receiving from these cards. There's an affirmation that goes along with it, and it says, I acknowledge my inner power to accomplish anything upon which I set my focus. I give freely of myself in service to others and receive in return that which I need to be in place of balance. I claim my personal sovereignty and project the vision of my life out into the universe, knowing I will be answered threefold. So those are the type of messages that you're going to get with this oracle. It can be used actually for deeper self-work, which I really love, because each card is just so, it's just brimming with information in the book. You can even expand out further and do your own research from the things that the book is telling you that may not be common knowledge. Just a couple of Googling words will pull up like detailed information on the myths, on the lore, on some of the symbols. But the book really does a great job of explaining what it is that you would need to know in order to put this deck to really good use. So I was really excited to get it, to find that it's something that I don't have to actually know much about to be able to put it to such quality use for that self-awakening that I'm actually looking to do more of. So this is a great deck, and it's highly recommended. Definitely tried to, I didn't see too many reviews when I went to actually purchase the deck, but if that's why I wanted to kind of come on here, show you the cards, tell you a little bit about what the system is. It is a 7-cycle system, but it really is explained well in this book. And I think that anybody looking to do any type of self-work, really dig down deep, you don't even have to be drawn, I don't think, to the Celtic sort of, you know, the Celtic goddesses or any of that stuff. I think if you just touch upon them and you find out that they have so much to offer, and the way that this guidebook has been written, I just think is truly encompassing of really any type of energy that you're working with right now. It doesn't sort of, you know, have a hierarchy, or it doesn't try to say that, you know, this is the way and this is what you should be doing or following. It kind of has a way of including everyone in whatever stage you might be in, whatever, even, you know, pantheon that you might be really sold on. I mean, this really just encompasses so much. So I think really give it a try if you are someone who's looking to kind of bust out of the Rider-Waite system a little bit in order to get some more knowledge to really dig deeper into self. I think this is really going to be a pleasant surprise for you.